5 days to go until I do the 100. Not long at all, and it's all starting to get very real. I spent yesterday starting to get all of my gear together, planning the different snack packs for each rest stop when I pick up a new one, measuring out my tailwind and electrolyte drink for my water bladder. Looks like it's going to be a hot one. I say hot one, probably 23, 24 degrees C in the sun, which is going to make it tougher. I've got to think about water and electrolytes and that a little more closely. Yeah, I'm starting to get excited, a bit nervous, probably a little more nervous than I am excited after what happened last year. And it's all a little bit of a race against time, which is probably the reason why it's feeling a bit more nervous. For those that caught my last video, I'm nursing some severe heel pain at the moment. That has, I'm pleased to say, eased considerably, but I've got literally days left now with which to nail this. So I've stepped up the rehab, the icing. I've been using the Shakti mat. I've been using the lacrosse ball, all of which are highly uncomfortable but have shown before to be effective. And I've got my final session before this 100 with my physio. So hopefully we'll be in a better position over the next couple of days. It's heading in the right direction, and I'm making sure that I'm wearing decent footwear and things like that, just to kind of help it ease off the next few days. I've had again another travelling pain which has come up just on the outside of my hip today, in fact, and I'm all right with that. It's nothing major. I'll just have a little bit of a stroll at lunchtime after I go and get my hair cut, because I've got to get my hair cut before I do this. Apparently it makes you go faster. I'm not so sure about that, but yeah, I'm actually considering how concerned I was last week. I'm feeling quite good right now. I'm a little bit annoyed that I didn't drop as much weight, but you know, given the training block and how problematic it's been for the last 4.5 months, I'm happy enough with where I'm at. I don't think losing an extra kilo or two is going to make a great deal of difference at this point in time. I'm just making sure now that I'm eating cleanly for the next few days. I'm not fasting at all now. I'm just going to let my body build up its calorie reserves, and of course I will be hydrating and drinking a lot of water. It's better to start this days out rather than just simply think that if you drink a load of water the day before you're going to be fully hydrated. It takes a little bit longer than that. So all in all, I'm in fairly good shape. I'm fitter than I was when I took it on last year, albeit I'm carrying a little more pain going into it. But with any luck and a little bit of work over the next few days, I should be in a position to have got rid of that by the time I stand on the finishing line. It just feels like a race against time. It always does. I mean, for the 50, I was racing against time with my back. Last year, I was racing against time with my Achilles. I'm not sure how much of it is psychosomatic. I think a fair chunk of it. But my body knows what's about to happen and what I'm going to do to it. So, you know, I have to kind of give it a little bit of leeway to give me the warnings that I'm about to hurt it a fair bit. And I'm in a good spot. It's interesting. I think most people won't, and how can they understand what it is that you go through simply to even get to the starting line, let alone to the finishing line. It takes months and months of work, particularly when you're starting from zero like I am. And that's a big commitment, and it's also a big test of your own resolve. And going into this, I think my focus really is the next few days is one, keeping fairly busy, which work of course will help me do, but the other is just spending now a little bit of time of working on my thought process, visualizing what's likely to unfold. I'm lucky in that I know the course. I've completed it walking before, which was monstrous, but I know the stages that are likely to hurt the most. I know the emotions that I'm likely to be experiencing along the way. And I think it's important to be able to picture and visualize them happening and how you get through them, because I've got through them before, not like this, not running it, but I've got through them before, and I'm in much better shape than I was 3 years ago. So I'm quietly resolute, shall we say, quietly resolute that I will be in good shape for the start line, and I'm absolutely adamant that I'm going to finish it. How long that takes me, I've got a target in mind. I'm actually going to, and I've planned out a schedule that should get me over the line in just under 24 hours. That would be ideal, considering when I walked it took me 34 hours. So if I could finish this in under 24, that would be an amazing achievement for me. But that's the secondary target. Given what happened to me last year, my aim is to finish this, and finish it I will. So I guess the next time you see me, I will have completed this leg of the journey, and I'll be able to show you what it was really like. Thanks for watching. I'm 3 days out. Just some thoughts about the Jurassic Coast 100. It's not been a good few days. I'm a lot more anxious than I was this time last year. I think part of that is training's not been great. It's been really choppy, lots of injury, and just when I thought I'd put it all to bed, I had quite a nasty problem with my heel, with heel bursitis and Achilles tendonitis flare up. I have been working furiously to get that dealt with. The physio the other day did some great work on mobilising the ankle, and I've taped it. I've done hot and cold treatment on it twice a day. I've put ice packs on it. I've done mobilisation work and stretches around it, and this morning it popped. It felt like it was out of place ever so slightly, again like my back was, and I had quite a satisfying big click this morning. So the next 24 hours are pretty crucial. It's not the preparation that I wanted. I think part of that is because I didn't finish last year. At 84 kilometers I was broken, and that was pretty bad. It was probably the most traumatic 30k stretch that I'd done from 50k plus right the way through to 84. My feet were savaged, both were bleeding, my tendonitis was through the roof. So I've got a degree of trepidation about what I'm about to do. I'm having to work a lot right now on making sure that while I'm respecting the challenge, because to do this continuous for someone like me with the sort of training that I've had, it's a huge ask of myself, and I won't lie, I've had thoughts about, do I pull out of this one? Because if this goes wrong, is that then going to have a knock-on effect for the training that I need to do for 300, which is only 4 months after, so that's 4 months time basically. But me being me, I'm a stubborn son of a bitch, I have to say, and I'm going to do this regardless and see where I get to. I mean, it's I'm kind of hoping that everything comes good. It's difficult because I think, I think people at home and around don't realise the concern that I have doing this, because I know how hard this is when you are fit and when you are healthy and when you've had great training. It is still one of the hardest things I think someone can do. To do it when you're worried about injury, some might say it's reckless, but I have to do this. I have to prove this to myself that I can finish that 100, because I had it all in my legs last year. It was the little things, the tendonitis, the crazy blistering. It was that let me down, not my actual fitness and general fitness to finish it. And that weighs quite heavy, and that's not gone away for the last year. So for this one, I'm going to take the very stoic approach and just accept that it's going to hurt like fuck. But that's okay, and I will get through this. And part of this is me convincing myself that it's going to be all right, because I can't go into this expecting not to finish. Otherwise, I'll just end up proving that theory right. I'm going into this expecting to finish. It might take me longer than I'd like, but I'm going into this to finish it. It's important, and I've got this in me. So let's see how the drama unfolds, huh?